Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. And it's time to make our Week 4 picks. The season has been an exciting one so far.
Going too fast.
It's flying by. It is going too fast. After this week, we're going to be 25% done with the regular season.
No.
But, we've got some interesting games this week, some fun ones to pick. So we're going to get right into this. And we've got a thriller on Thursday night. So
before we get to that,
you couldn't have said that better about the thriller on Thursday night. But
it's gonna be exciting.
Something else that is kind of thrilling is that our channel, we've been kind of working on doing something for a while. We just haven't really made any concrete steps towards it.
By the way, before you get into it, if you want to just skip straight to the picks, go to the first game. They're in the description. All the games. Keep going.
Thanks, sir. But anyways, called you sir. We have finally got it together, and we are making a podcast. So our first episode, we're going to be filming tomorrow for us, but we're filming this on Monday. So the day you're watching this, which is Wednesday, the podcast should be up. It should be anywhere where you can find podcasts, pending nothing goes wrong with uploading it or whatever. Hopefully all technical difficulties are erased during that process. So it's something that we are very excited for. So we're going to be talking about these games in more extent. So if you want to go see more extent on these games, where we go more in depth on stuff and about other stuff around the league, go check that out. And even if you don't, go check it out anyways, because it's something we think is going to be really fun for us and hopefully for you guys as well. With that being said, as my phone just went off, so I had to turn it back on to get my picks up, we're going to start with this thriller, as Ryan perfectly put it.
Clash of
Night Football. We just had a great game in the Jaguars-Dolphins
0
game.
wins between these two teams.
It was just phenomenal last week. The great blowout on Thursday Night Football. Everyone loves to watch that. Well, we got another thriller going on. This is the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. The Jets not looking too good, and the Broncos losing Drew Lock and a bunch of defensive guys as well. But from what I've seen from the Jets, it was just bad. 2 pick sixes last week for the Colts, who they were playing. Not good for the New York Jets. I still like the Broncos. I think their offense is all right. And I think their defense is all right as well. They'll be able to sustain themselves a little bit. It's not going to be great, though. Last week against the Bucs did not look too hot. I think the Broncos will win 20-16.
Yeah, I can't pick the New York Jets to win a football game right now. They're not giving me any reasons to. They've looked really bad.
Darnold did not look good that game. Their defense is basically non-existent. Their wide receivers are not really doing anything. There's countless things you can keep saying.
Yeah, and I know Denver's got some injuries too, but hey, at least they've shown potential. They still got some playmakers on that offense, some young guys who are going to make some plays. Broncos win it. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, guys like that.
Yep.
Denver wins a interesting Thursday night game, 26-19.
I think the Broncos would be good if they didn't have these injuries, but they are where they are right now. But I'm going to make this quick. I can't pick against a team that's number one receiver is Chris Hogan. Just not going to do that. I'm sorry. The Jets are terrible right now.
Rashad Perriman, okay? Yeah. Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims is hurt.
My guy Denzel's hurt?
I'm pretty sure he's hurt. But I'm picking the Broncos in this one. Easy pick for me. Hopefully I don't get it wrong. Seems pretty simple. 24-14 in favor of the Broncos. Next one. The Indianapolis Colts at the Chicago Bears. They're somehow 3-0. We'll probably talk more about that on the podcast.
I will.
They are not a 3-0 team in terms of the eye test, but they're my team. They're 3-0. I'm not going to pick against the 3-0 team. I think at home they beat Indianapolis. They have a history of winning by 4. I'm going to say they do it again this time, 28-24.
Oh, yeah. Have you guys won every game by 4? I was just thinking about that. Wait, 27-23, 17-13.
Tyler, what was your score prediction?
28-24.
Okay.
All right. Well, I look at this matchup, and I think the key is the Bears' pass rush versus the Colts' O-line. I think that the Bears are going to kind of, get some pressure on Phillip Rivers, force him into some risky throws, get some sacks, get Phillip Rivers off of his game. I think the Bears are the better team. I'm not as high in Indianapolis as some people are, even though the Colts are 2-1. I think the Bears take it, and it's going to be more lopsided than you might think, 27-13.
I sure hope you're right about that, but we only win by 4.
Well, the Colts, they looked good last week. They looked good last week against who? Oh, yeah, the New York Jets. Yeah. So basically any football team could look good against them. I wonder if LSU from last year would beat the Jets.
Oh, here we go with this conversation again.
So this
How about Clemson
LSU's got their own
Clemson's
this year.
who would win?
Clemson.
Clemson's this team or this year or the Jets? No,
that could be a podcast thing, so maybe we'll talk about it then. But anyways, if you've been watching these pick videos, I don't pick against the Bears. They're 3-0. Kind of a shock, kind of not a shock. A lot of things going on with this Bears team. But I'm going to say, of course, that the Bears are going to win again because I'm going to have them going 16-0 throughout this whole season. So, of course, they're going to win Week 4 against the Indianapolis Colts, and they're going to win by a score of 27-23, a 4-point margin.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, we didn't even mention Nick Foles was playing.
No,
but he
absolutely.
is playing.
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah. And we'll get into that more in the podcast as well. All right, next game, another thriller. Jaguars at Bengals.
This might actually be fun.
It might be fun.
Yeah.
The Jaguars did not look too good last week on Thursday Night Football, though. I think they'll bounce back. They did have DJ Chark out, who, if they played on Sunday, he might have made it in. But because they didn't play on Sunday, he wasn't able to play. And Joe Burrow, well, he didn't lose.
No,
He tied. And
so unsatisfying.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
is.
ties.
It is kind of unsatisfying, but they looked good last week against, it's the Eagles. They haven't been playing too well, but still pretty good stuff. I like Joey Burrow. I like the Bengals, and nothing against the Jaguars, but there's just nothing for me to really like about them. So, but based off of bias and off a bit of my mind as well, I'm going Bengals 23-17.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, he faced a lot of pressure last week. What was he sacked like 8 times or something? I don't know.
I saw one of the hits.
Yeah, he got demolished.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact number was, but he was under constant duress. But he still made a lot of plays. He kept Cincinnati in that football game to the very end. So I think this is the week Joe Burrow gets his first NFL win. He got his first NFL non-loss already, but he gets his first NFL win here against the Jaguars. Bengals take it 34-24. Another big day from Joe.
I'm going to agree with you, Ryan. The Jaguars last week, I picked them. They lost. So I'm not going to do that again. I'm picking the Bengals. Joe Burrow and this team win. Congratulations to T. Higgins, who scored 2 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I think T. Higgins, Joe Burrow go on offense. They win this game 26-21. Let's move on to the next one, which is the Browns at the Cowboys. The Cowboys hung in with the Seahawks. The Browns, they beat the football team, Washington, as Jordan likes me to say. Just easier that way. He's right. But they beat them pretty convincingly. But I think
it was close for a bit, and then they kind of pulled away.
It was.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys are a team that, although their record is not the best, I think they're playing good teams. And the Browns are not as good as those teams they played.
1-2.
Yeah, 1-2.
Switch time.
But I do have the Cowboys winning this one, 33-25. I think they win by a somewhat big margin.
All right, this is an interesting one for me because, I'm kind of high on the Browns. They've shown improvement since that bad game in Baltimore week 1. They've looked a lot better. Their rushing attack is very good with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. However, Dallas, even in the games they've lost, they've looked decent. They've had some nice plays. And, we all talk about how good Russell Wilson did in that Cowboys Seahawks team, but Dak Prescott almost went toe-to-toe and in the end gave Dallas a chance to tie it.
I think it was his most passing yards he's ever had in the game, and that was after last week where he had 400 passing yards as well.
Yeah, so even...
that stat is correct. It's
I think he had like 407.
It was something really high, yeah. So even though Dallas is 1-2, I still think that they are kind of better than that record shows. They've played some good teams and had some close losses that came down to the final wire. Dallas wins a entertaining game 30-28.
Yeah, we knew Dallas's offense was going to be good going into the season, but the defense has been the problem so far. A lot of points put up in all their games so far. Now, granted, they're playing some decent offenses, but still, that's just the facts. Although I still do like Dallas. I do like the Cowboys. I think they'll do some good stuff. Nothing against the Browns. They've been playing all right. Ryan said it perfectly. Their rushing attack is great. But I still do think they'll end up losing, even though the Cowboys, I don't think they were that game last week as close as it really the score was. I feel like the Cowboys did not play as well as they did. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, 28-23, the boys are back with the W. Okay. Next game is the Saints at the Lions. I don't know why I blanked for a second. But anyways, one of these teams won last week. One of these teams lost last week. And if I were to tell you this,
wow.
Before last week actually happened, you'd probably think the Saints won and the Lions lost. Well, it's actually this. They switched on me because the Saints lost and the Lions beat the Cardinals, who are looking pretty hot. So that was very interesting. However, I just still think the Saints are pretty good. Me and Ryan are praying right now because we picked them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They need to start playing better. Hopefully Michael Thomas will be back, and if he's back, I think that team will get back on track. 27-21, the Saints will beat the Lions.
Yeah, I've almost got an identical score prediction, and there's no way my Super Bowl pick can flop 2 years in a row. So the Saints got to get going. They win at 28-21.
You got Emmanuel Sanders going later.
I do, yeah.
Which is good. You didn't play him.
No, but I played Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, you did play him?
Yeah.
I was
going to say you did good.
He had that big run, right? It was
I was watching it.
We'll get to that later. All right. Yeah, he did good. I was actually proud of that. But both these teams have the same record. I think the Saints are better. I didn't pick them to win the Super Bowl, but I'm picking them to win this game 27-24. Congratulations to the Lions on breaking an 11-game losing streak. Sorry, I'm trying to go quickly here. Yeah, I know. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But next game, the Steelers at the Titans. The Steelers are looking really good. I think they're one of the top teams in the AFC. The Titans and Steelers both 3-0, but the Titans I don't think are as good, even though they have the same record. I think it's going to be somewhat of a low-scoring game. It's going to be close, but the Steelers will win by 4, win the game 23-19.
Yeah, battle of 3-0 teams here. The Titans are one of those 3-0 teams, kind of like your guys' team, the Bears, where they're 3-0, but they've kind of tight-roped their way
We're
through
worse
this.
than that.
You know, they've kind of, had some lucky bounces, some, close games where it hasn't all been pretty, but they got it done. I think Pittsburgh has just looked better, and I think at the end of the day, the longer the season goes, more Big Ben's going to get back into shape, get better. The chemistry with the receivers is going to get better. So I think
James Conner played better last game too.
Yeah, he did, and I think that even McFarland getting in there, they had a lot of guys.
I knew
McFarland, getting in there in that game. So Pittsburgh looking really good through 3 weeks, looking better than the Titans. I think Pittsburgh gets to 4-0, wins a close one against Tennessee, 24-23.
Yeah, there's really not much else for me to explain. You guys nailed it perfectly. Usually I have a lot to say. Well done by you two saying it. There's nothing else that I need to say. 24-20, I have the Steelers winning. There is stuff I have to say about this next game because it has the Seahawks and the Dolphins. Russell Wilson, my Super Bowl, this Tyler's Super Bowl MVP prediction, but he was my MVP prediction from, when did we do that video? Was that on our anniversary? When we
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think it might have been. So that was June 6th when I made the prediction, and he's looking good right now. 14 touchdowns through 3 weeks. That's a record in the NFL. Great work from Russell Wilson. As they say, he is cooking. Now, I do like the Dolphins. They had a good win last week. However, they're playing Seattle and the Seahawks, and I think their offense is too hot, even though their defense, well, it's just not existent, basically. Especially because Jamal Adams got injured. Hopefully, he'll be back. 31-21, Russell and the Hawks keep cooking.
Yeah, Seattle on offense is doing a lot of great things. Even if that Seattle defense has a down day, Russell Wilson still, picks them up. The touchdown passes, the playmaking ability, the chemistry with the receivers. Hard to bet against the Seahawks right now. They take it 31-20.
I agree with you. It's tough to bet against the Seahawks. I know the Dolphins played well last week against the Jaguars, but they're playing too well. Seahawks win this one in a high-scoring game, 33-30. Might be closer than you think. Next game, Chargers at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have won 2 in a row after coming off a bad week 1. They're looking better as the weeks go on. I think they pick up another win against what seemed to be a struggling Chargers team last week, who lost to the Panthers. Not a very good team without Christian McCaffrey. But with all that being added up, I'm picking the Buccaneers to win this game 27-21.
Yeah, I think Tampa's starting to finally get it together after that rough week 1, as you said. I think they get the win at home over a Chargers team coming off a disappointing loss, especially after taking the Chiefs to overtime the week before. Bucks win 20-13.
Yeah, what Chargers team will we get in this one? Will we get the Chiefs team or will we get the Panthers team? We just don't quite know. But after last week, I can't say they're going to be great again. How did Herbert do? I didn't actually look at that one.
He had some good yards, but he threw a bad interception again. Yeah. I mean, he didn't play as good as he did against the Chiefs, but they also had more time to prepare for him.
Yep. So, with that being said, the Bucks, they rolled against a banged-up Denver team last week, but they still... Did I say the Chiefs? I said the Chiefs. If I didn't, I meant the Bucks. But they did pretty good last week. Lots of touchdowns. Tom Brady played a good football game. 28-20, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Keep on going. Gronkaneers. No, that's not.
Keep going.
Although he actually did get a catch this week.
Six of them.
6 of them. Yeah. Next game is the Baltimore Ravens at the Washington football team, or as I like to say, Washington. Making this video, we haven't actually seen the Ravens and Chiefs game. That should be fun. You know the outcome. We don't. But the Ravens have been playing some very good football. Regardless if they win or lose tonight for us, they're going to win this game. In my personal opinion, I think most sane people would say the Ravens are going to win this game. Heck, even Ryan has them winning this game. I have them winning 32-20.
Yeah, you alluded to it. I do have the Ravens winning this game, although I think the football team will keep it respectable because of the way they I think they're better than they were last year. But at the end, I don't think they can stop Baltimore enough. I think Baltimore wins it 37-26.
Yeah, Ryan, you really explained it well. So I'm just gonna ditto what Ryan said, but I have the Ravens winning 32-24. Not too much of a.
No, I don't think it'll be a blowout.
Yeah, not at all. All right, next game. The struggling Cardinals, at least from last week.
It's because they didn't let the Lions get a lead. So.
That's the strategy there. Yeah, they got to learn how to do
That's
that.
why the Bears let the Falcons get a lead.
Exactly. That's high IQ. But anyways, it's the
watching
Cardinals
it
at the Panthers. I know the Panthers won last week and the Cardinals lost last week, but I think the Cardinals are the better team. They're going to be angry. They got a reality check. They'll bounce back this week and win 30-23 in Carolina.
I don't think that the Cardinals will get upset 2 weeks in a row. I know Carolina won last week without CMC, but I don't really see a way where Carolina can go 2-0 in their first CMC list games. Cardinals win it 24-20.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And Kyler threw 3 picks last week. Not good to a Lions team whose secondary is not very good. Jeff Okudah with his first pick in the NFL. Congratulations to you, Jeffrey.
It's weird to see number 30.
Yeah.
It is weird to see. I was not expecting it when I saw it. But hey, anyways, like Ryan said, I'm not expecting to see them lose 2 upsets in a row.
Yeah,
27 back to back. 27-24. The Cardinals fly away with it. Next one is the Minnesota Vikings at the Houston Texans. Ryan, I'm rooting hard for your team this week. Please get your first win. And thank you to the Tennessee Titans for beating the Vikings last week and having them go 0-3. I always have to give my gratitude to you. Hopefully I'll be giving my gratitude towards the Vikings, not the Vikings, the Texans after this week. Excuse me. You switched on me.
Again.
Because hopefully the Texans will win. The Vikings have just not been playing their best football right now, and I hope I hope that continues. 24-23, the Texans win it narrowly.
Well, this is the toilet bowl, I guess. Early, 2-0-3. Well, no, Denver and New York is the toilet bowl on Thursday, but this is the toilet bowl on Sunday. Probably 2 teams that. It's really surprising.
Not a bad team.
I know, it's really one of these teams is going to be 0-4, barring another tie.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. I don't think either of these teams is that bad. And, even right now, I think that these teams, I know the Vikings looked bad the first 2 weeks, but I think that they still have potential. We saw this offense come together, even though they lost to the Titans. And even in with the Texans against the Steelers, we saw some better things, especially in that first half. I mean, hey, remember in 2018, the last time the Texans started off 0-3, they ended up winning 9 straight. I don't know if that'll happen again, but they'll win this one in a really interesting game because both these teams 0-3. Crucial game for both of these teams if they want to turn their season around. Texans, please win.
Playoff hopes could be on the line right now.
Yeah, do it again. Work your magic. Make the playoffs after starting 0-3. Because if that doesn't happen, Bill O'Brien will probably be gone. So that's a silver lining. But Texans win 27-24.
It's a win-win situation.
That's true. I mean, honestly.
All right. I'm going to appease both of you guys. I'm picking the Texans in this one as well. I think it's going to be a close game. Both these teams really not that bad, like you said, but I have the Texans winning 28-26. Next one, the Giants and the Rams. I know the Rams lost last week, but they were playing a really good Buffalo team. They fought back to get back into that game. The Giants are not looking good. I expect another fumble from Daniel Jones. He's a turnover machine. But I have the Rams winning this one 34-24. I think it's going to be more of a blowout than it looks as well.
Yeah, I've got a blowout in the score. I just don't really see it from the Giants. I don't see it from Daniel Jones. I said on this channel, people, too quick to, apologize for having Daniel Jones so low on their pre-draft rankings. It was 1 year. Rams win it decisively 34-16.
Yeah, and the Giants looked really bad against a 49ers team who was really just banged up. They made Nick Mullins look like a phenom out there. Robbie Gould was hitting a bunch of field goals. The defense was still doing pretty good against the Giants, and that was all every unit on that team is injured, and they still were able to firmly swift the Giants out of the way. They just did not look good. Meanwhile, the Rams, they've been playing some good football last week. They were down, had that big comeback, weren't able to finish it off, though. But I think they're still a good football team. 28-17, the Rams will beat a struggling Giants team without Saquon Barkley. Now to the New England Patriots at the Kansas City Chiefs. Patriots winning last week, and Chiefs, we don't know yet. You do. Like I talked about before. Now, this will be a fun game. It's not used to our Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady thing that we usually see since time is obviously out of there. But it's going to be Pat Mahomes and Cam Newton facing off at Arrowhead Stadium. I do have the Chiefs winning 31-26 because I don't like Cam. And also,
I'm starting to one up to him.
What'd you say?
I'm moving Cam.
Oh, yeah, that was...
He went all the way to the ground.
Yeah, that is
I can't go all the way to the ground.
I don't know what was said to him, but, I don't know.
Did someone ask him that?
I don't know, but I do want to get
too.
to the bottom of that because that's an interesting meme format that I'm sure will be used a ton. But speaking of Cam and the Patriots, they looked good last week. Even in the game they lost against Seattle, we're in it to literally the last play. But I just don't think that this Patriots team can keep up with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think where these two teams were in comparison to each other last year. I think that gap has widened since then. I think the Chiefs are even more further ahead of New England. So I think Kansas City takes it 33-20.
Yeah, I'm starting to warm up to this New England team. I'm starting to like him. I'm starting to like Cam Newton more and more. I'm sorry, Jordan. Even down to his cadences, whenever he says alpha, when he's on the field, I don't know. I just laugh at it. I find humor in it. I'm starting to like that team. But
Talking about Ryan?
What?
Are you the alpha?
What?
Oh. No.
Oh.
I'm the alpha. Anyways, I like this Chiefs team even more, though.
Right,
I think it's going to be another high-scoring game. We've seen plenty of those this year. I have the Chiefs winning 37-35. Next game, this is the one on the thumbnail. The big one on the thumbnail, the Bills and the Raiders. And I put it there because I think we're going to see a pretty good game between these two teams. I know the Bills are dominating. Josh Allen's definitely in that MVP conversation, probably number 2 or 3 in that conversation.
I almost I probably should have.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
never know.
The Raiders, I know they lost last week, but they held their own against the Patriots until the end, really. I think we see a close game throughout, but the Bills continue on their win streak and win this game 30-28.
I think that Buffalo is due to be involved in more of a low-scoring game because they've been in these high-scoring back-and-forth contests. Really, the first 3 weeks of their season, they've been in these kind of shootouts. They've come down to the wire a lot, some close games, some entertaining games. I do think they win and go to 4-0, but I think it'll be a different type of game, more defensive, lots of field goals. Bills win it 19-16.
Yeah, Ryan's got to throw back to last year's team with the defense really playing well. Not saying the defense has played bad this year, but the offense has really been a thing leading this team. And I don't think it's going to stop. I think Josh Allen's going to keep on rolling. I think this offense is going to do good. And, of course, I think this defense is going to do good as well. 30-21, I have the Bills beating the Raiders. Now up is the Philadelphia Eagles at the San Francisco 49ers. Never thought I'd be saying this at this point in the season. But people are calling Jalen Hurts his name right now. They don't need to.
He's been playing he's been having a taste of Hillville already.
Yeah, I haven't watched, but
he's been in a couple plays.
But they are calling his name. I think it's too soon. Carson Wentz has not been playing his best football. In fact, this Eagles team has not been playing their best football. But they're playing a team I talked about before in the 49ers who are just very, very hurt all over the place. I do like the Niners. Hopefully they'll be doing some good stuff. I think George Kittle might be coming back this week. However, the Eagles, please, just win. Please. So I have them winning 26-20.
Oh, you picked the Eagles?
Yes.
Okay.
I look at this game, and, two interesting teams because...
The people in Philadelphia, they need you.
Yeah.
Say it every week.
Yeah.
EDP.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Knew it was coming. But you look at this game, very interesting because, even with all the injuries, San Francisco has held their own. I know they played the Giants last week, but Nick Mullins, did his job. They find other guys to get involved. Jarek McKinnon.
He's on a mission.
He is. And
to save every pylon.
Yeah, see, the pylon. He just lived in that Life Stadium. He's been taking care of it. I know there's a lot of guys in the injury report. Brandon Ayuk is the guy who finally broke out, had a nice game, rushing touchdown, actually, as if they don't run with their running backs enough. You're getting rid of receivers in the running game. Yeah, I just haven't seen anything from the Eagles that, have convinced me to pick them, even, against this beat-up team. Again, Jordan, as you said, Kittle may be coming back. That'll be a huge asset. Depending on who's active for the 49ers, it may be considered an upset, but I've got San Francisco winning on Sunday night, 25-20.
Yeah, I keep picking the Eagles to win. They keep letting me down. They didn't necessarily lose last week, but they let me down. Still, I'm not doing that this week. I think with the rise of Brandon Ayuk last week, I think we're going to start to see this offense get going a little bit more, even if Nick Mullins is still at the quarterback position. I have the 49ers winning this game 26-20. And the last game, the Monday night game, once again, the Packers getting a spot in primetime. And once again, the Falcons blowing another lead 2 weeks in a row. Will we see them blow another lead on live television, national television? I don't think so, because I think the Packers are going to dominate this game. Win it 31-27, but the Falcons will score late.
Yeah, I don't know. Dan Quinn is still the coach of this team, so I was a little surprised by that, but he's still there, and he's going to be there to lose again. Packers win at 30-24.
He's been on the hot seat for like 3 years.
I know. I mean, come on.
The thing is, I don't think Dan Quinn is a bad coach. I just think that when it comes down to winning games like this, I don't think it's a coach's fault necessarily. I think you got to put some of the burden on the coach, but it's also the players.
Yeah.
I mean, he's taught them this. He's been in situations. Heck, he was in a situation the week before where the Cowboys, he learned from it, and they still could not execute. It's on him. It's also on the team as well. They've had the same pieces around it. There's just bad luck around the Falcons organization at this point. So I don't think it's all on Dan Quinn. I do like him. I hope he's not fired, but if they keep losing, he's probably going to be. 31-28 Packers win. High. Don't know why I just said high.
Okay.
How's it going? Yeah, maybe high scoring game. No, I literally just said hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, hold on.
Hey, guys.
All right. So they don't know why.
Are you okay?
Well, what a way to end our picks this week. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like this video if you agree with us or disagree with us. If you have anything to say, make sure to go comment it down below. You will get a response. Make sure to subscribe to our channel with the notification bell to be notified every time we post a video. Also, make sure, I'll remind you again, to go listen to our podcast. That should come out today. We'll do one weekly.
The Touchdown Table.
Yes, that's what it's called.
On all platforms,
on all
right?
platforms.
Should be, hopefully.
So do
Hopefully
all that I said, and with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.